And boom. What is up? Booyah. What's going on? Party people. I did not check my mic. I did not check my audio. I didn't check my visuals, but I'm going to trust that we are live and clear. Welcome back to Building a $100 million Pipeline live and in person, day 7. And you might be wondering at this point, how far are we on this progress? How close are we to $100 million in pipeline opportunity sat with? We are officially at 25.5 million, right on track. So we are about a quarter of the way to our goal, and we are a quarter of the way through our 30-day challenge. It is day 7, so we are right on pace, which is perfect. Highly intentional. We're nice with it. We set goals, we achieve them, and I still think we're going to crush it. I know that there's going to be a few big opportunities that we have in the pipeline already, but we haven't sat with them yet, so we're not going to count it. Okay? If we were counting everything, we would already be past 100K. We'd be actually really close to 100K. But we're only counting the people that we've already sat with, not the people that are scheduled for later this week or next week or need to be rescheduled. Okay? Building a $100 million pipeline is easy when you use the right systems, you have the right people, and you spend $300,000 in 2 years building it. Yeah, no struggles, no worries. But we want to be able to give you all of the resources that you need to be able to implement these systems for yourself. And I want to really make sure that we've painted the picture of the full opportunity. You don't need to be doing business acquisitions to use the system. However, after doing over 250 consultations with business owners, after interviewing over 40 investors and advisors and business buyers, after being in the acquisition space as like the only thing I care about for the last 8 months now, I can tell you that this is the highest leverage opportunity. So you might still be doing like wholesale real estate, or you might be running a marketing agency, or you might be an employee somewhere. Maybe you're a software developer, or you are a salesman somewhere. Whatever it is that you're doing, you have a valuable skill, and I'm sure many valuable skills that can be leveraged in this ultimate opportunity as $84 trillion changes hands. 18 million business owners need to sell their business. 54% of them don't have the money to retire. $84 trillion will be transferring from these owners to the next generation. And you do have the opportunity to join a collective that is able to create real value in these businesses, to be able to make a significant impact on their lives, right? Secure their families, their communities, while also making sure that you get paid substantially for the value you created. And also the buyers are happy because they now have a system that can continue to grow and continue to allow them to cash flow even more and make a wise investment. So everybody wins in this kind of opportunity, which is the only opportunity I love, especially when there's a lot of zeros attached to it and people smile. Okay, so if we can make people happy and we can also make lots of money, that's a win to me. All right, and if we can do it together as a collective, that's a win to me. I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
And let's rock and roll. So I'm gonna actually stop just showing my face because Enrique's a bit chatty today. He wants to talk to you guys too.
Bro, I'm just like that.
No, here you go, brother. What you got to say?
Sorry, bro.
No,
No. I'm just like repeating what you're saying because like that's how I am.
That's my boy. Back up. He's always got my back. Okay, so today we are going to be likely doing some client work. We are building out an operating system for one of our clients currently, and we have the whole framework mapped out. We were just talking about this. We actually kind of already have all the work we need done. We just launched another 1,000 people in the acquisition system, so we'll check in and see how conversations are going throughout. Sam and Harrison will pop back in. Sam has had 5 calls scheduled today, so he's kind of going to be popping in and out. And that's about it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I still want to get the human in the loop stuff set up, but I can't really do that without Harrison. Well, I can, but it's going to be more effective and efficient to do it with Harrison. I still have some marketing work to do. Yeah, I have a list of tasks. I always have. There's always more to do when handling all this. We have the boot camp. We have all the resources ready for that. Our last boot camp of the year will be on October 9th. So if you haven't joined the boot camp yet, this is your last call. We obviously are bringing in the last round of partners to be able to work with Infinite X one-on-one, join the co-workings. After this live stream is done, right, after the 30 days, we're not going to be here going live every day. Also, there's the other 8 hours of the day outside of the 2 hours where we stream here where we're still working together. So come hang out if you want to come hang out. 20 of us rocking and rolling. We're at about 13. Much love to you. I will see you there. If you want to know all of the systems, all of the resources that you need to be able to leverage this opportunity, join the boot camp, and I'm going to literally give them to you. Okay. No more talking. Let's find some work to do. And to do that, I will pull up my task list. And Enrique, what are you working on today?
I'm working on just creating all the forms that are needed for Fernando. And is that something that...
That's great. We need the forms. If the marketing cadences are already set up.
Yeah.
You got all of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Okay. The data, I guess you can go ahead and just start to create a workflow that anytime any of those forms are submitted, we're sending that data to NADN.
Okay.
We'll just send it to our NADN instance. And just for now, so that we already have it, right? And anytime you make a new form, it'll just also go to that same workflow and send it to the same NADN workflow. And then we can set up the Supabase after we make sure that we map out all of the data well.
Cool.
Sweet. What up, Dex? Welcome to the stream, my guy.
Gang.
He's here, live and in person. Let me see if
Dex. Roland is here also.
Roland's been here. Sorry, I didn't say hi to Roland because he's been hanging out. He was the first one in today.
Yeah.
He's ready. Florian says, hello, Trajan and team. I realized yesterday that seller-side contacts are far more valuable to you, so I will stay on the lookout for business owners interested in a professional valuation. Thanks, Florian. If they want to grow their business before selling, we got them. If they want to know how much they're worth right now, if they want to sell today, we got them. If they want a partial sale or a complete sale, we got them. That's like if they're looking for investment for, they're willing to sell equity for investment. That's a partial sale. We got them. So if they want to sell now, in a year, in 2 years, we got them. So
We got him.
that's it. What up, Sam? What's going on?
What up, Sam?
Oh, muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are we live?
We're live.
Goodbye.
Welcome. You won't see much of me today, as I am talking to what Trajan was just talking about all day. I did just get off a meeting with some people, some consultants that kind of do position themselves towards portfolio companies of investment banks and private equity firms to do exit prep, and was learning a lot from them. But at the end of the day, they want what we have. That was why he scheduled a call with me, was saying, yeah, I saw what you guys posted. I saw everything you guys are doing, and it's really sexy. And we want to see how we can have access to that or how we can work with it. So going to give him the link to this live that we're doing all month, so you will be able to see exactly what we do. But yeah, very excited today. We have another nugget to drop on you guys as we're bringing in a wholesale real estate investor as well, just to debut him launching his offer through our same exact systems, because what we have is a client acquisition tool. It is vertically industry agnostic. So although we are leveraged in this position to do what we do, people in your own industry and own business can also utilize what we do. And we're going to be able to show you that live. I won't be able to see it, but I just got the text that it's ready to rock and roll and he's ready to launch. So yeah.
Is that Harrison?
Let me know the word.
Who's going to be here?
Yeah, Harrison, and Lance.
Cool.
They'll be there,
Well,
and they'll be ready to launch that. But I'm about to jump here soon.
Yep. Real quick, if you are talking to advisors that are interested, the boot camp would probably be good for them because that's where we're going to be super targeted on exactly what the system does, what we do to operate a business to prepare for exit, and the operations post acquisition. So it's going to be very tailored to what they would like to see. Unless you guys are here right now, any advisors are here, feel free to shout out in the comments, and I will talk to you directly. Instead of just pretending you're like this figment of a third person.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him the link to this live. I won't be there, but yeah, you'll be able to speak to him on that end. I would say let's have another conversation about him specifically because of what they do. Because remember like those valuation levers of a business.
Yep.
I'm thinking that's very important to utilize, and some of the other stuff that they may have that just bolsters it up. Like they're already working with some portfolio companies, so it kind of makes sense.
Cool.
I'll send you my notes there.
All right.
But yeah, peace out.
Is Sam and Lance gonna join this link to launch?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then we'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
All right. Fernando's good. We'll do marketing stuff with him during the call. That's easy. Prep the invoice. That's easy. The systems are running smoothly, so there's nothing really to fix. Oh man, what a blessing to have systems working. I mean, this happens pretty much every month or so. We'll make like a really big fix, and we'll just make a really big overhaul, and it usually takes like 4 to 5 days or a whole week to make significant upgrades, and then we spend about a week just tweaking things to make sure that it actually all works smoothly. And then there's like 2 weeks where really we're just ripping through contacts and letting it fly. And then suddenly we're like, okay, well we can take that next step to do a whole nother level of building. But we're in that 2 weeks where it's like all we're doing is launching and just kind of holding conversations. If you think it looks boring or like we're not really doing much, well, that's why we built a great system.
Yeah, you should not be working 12 hours.
No, you should not be.
Yeah.
What up, Harrison? What's up, Lance? It's nice to meet
Hello,
you.
hello.
What's up, everyone?
We've got Lance here. Lance is in wholesale real estate. His campaign's all ready to go, and he's ready to push it out to all his list.
Let's do it. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, Lance?
What's up, Lance?
Nice to have you on stream. Welcome.
I appreciate it.
Cool. So, Harrison, I'm probably going to let you, if you want to show it live, do the launch, rip it. Cool.
Let's do it.
And I'd love to know a little bit more, Lance, or either whoever wants to explain, just kind of some context.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lance. Explain what you do. And
Yep. So I'm a real estate investor, and I do co-living, so kind of rent by the room, and I also fix and flip. So right now we're working on a co-living campaign to where I'm scraping certain zip codes from Zillow that I'm targeting, getting all that information, getting the agent's name, phone number, got it into to go high level, and we're getting ready to hit the button and let AI do its thing.
yeah, let it rip.
Cool. Can I ask another question? So what offer are you making when you do your outreach?
Right now, I don't want to buy anything over 300,000. My market is Atlanta, so I've got all that into the Zillow filter, and so I'm only getting those results back. And so if it's 200 to 300, is worth a talk to the agent. So I'm looking for more turnkey properties. So that's kind of why I've got the 200 to 300, so there won't be much rehab, because once I purchase it, I'll have to do rehab.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just get out and right now, just talk to them and say, hey, what you got? Why are they selling? Because I'm also a creative guy where I can purchase it on sub 2 or seller financing, so I don't have to go get a loan. And just ask and talk to the agent. Hey, why are they selling? How can I help? Is this a good fit? Later on, we'll get into the looking at pictures and things of that nature to kind of narrow it down. But just to get to talk to people is why I'm here right now.
I love that. And it actually said something that rung a bell to me. When you said something, you're in Pace Morby's group.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to hear more about what your experience with creative financing has been, and just any insights that you have as far as how you're structuring some of those deals, or anything that you're willing to share that you've learned over the
that's
time.
That's in the spin tax as well, because I'm sorry to speak over you, Lance, but that's one thing that we are adding into the conversation, because a lot of the people that he'll be speaking to won't understand seller finance. So this gives them an opportunity as well to educate them as well along this deal process.
Correct. Yeah. There's there's several different ways to structure a deal, just like in businesses. Businesses, seller finance is a big deal. You can do that as well in real estate. You can also take over a mortgage. So say you have a mortgage, whatever, I will take that, I'll keep the mortgage in your name, but I will get the deed. And then we'll have a third party company where I'll have a promissory note stating, hey, if I don't pay, you get your property back. So, and then you can also hybrid. So I can take over your mortgage, and let's say you've got $200,000-300,000 in equity. I can take over your existing mortgage and then seller finance some of your equity back. So there's a whole lot more things you can do than just go to the bank and say, hey, can I get a loan?
Yeah. And if you could explain just a little bit, how is this a benefit to you and to the property seller? Like, how do people win in this kind of creative structure?
All right. Well, one of the biggest things is foreclosure. People just can't afford their home. So we'll just use that as the example. They can't afford to sell it because they're upside down. So it's going to cost them money to sell it. So I can come in, take over their mortgage, give them a little money to go find somewhere else or do whatever. While I've got their mortgage and I'm making the payments, since it's still in their name, it's helping their credit. All right. So, and then after, I believe it's 3 months, the debt to income ratio can go down to 75%. And then after a year of payments, it's 100%. So that they can go buy another house if they need to. So it's just a way of them helping them get out and preserve their credit, and me getting into a property that I can use to make money.
I mean, that's great. I mean, everything that you said, I mean,
win-win.
That's huge. I mean, there are so many people who are just stuck under what feels like a crippling amount of debt in their homes, and there's not really a great path out. But that is incredibly helpful. One, compensating them now for some of the value of their property, and also helping to boost their credit for their next investments. So securing them now and securing them in the future. I mean, I think that's incredible.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
That's sick. So in your outreach copy, and I just don't know because I haven't seen any of the spin tax, and I know that this is all the stuff that's already ready, so I'm getting excited. But in your outreach copy, what is your messaging? Is it's going to the real estate agents, and is it just like, hey, do you have a property that fits these standards? I'm a buyer, I have cash ready, or what is your approach?
Sam, you answer this?
We already have the real estate agents that are attached to the properties that fit his criteria.
Cool.
So we're already scraping the properties that fit his criteria and the broker information or the owner information. And then that allows us to start the conversations to get something on the schedule, because that's what we want to do. It was taking so much time for him to look over the properties and his criteria and then hit up the brokers if they'll pick up the phone or whatever, just him managing all the conversations. So this makes sense. These people want to sell their homes. We can find the criteria, reach out to them, book appointments automatically. And then in phase 2, we'll be able to, after we book that call, be able to set up a preliminary underwriting that he'll already have it automatically done. So he'll know if it's a fit or if it's not, and be able to just streamline that entire process so that he's able to analyze deals, reach out to the people he's interested in doing a deal with, and just starting the whole process over every single day.
And what is that first message right now going out?
Yeah, let's look at it.
What does it say?
Sweet. Harrison, do you want to? You can share your screen if you want.
Sure.
Go.
You'll have to see.
And this is
how
our
it's done.
first. Yeah, this is our first iteration of the new business value guide as well that we created to make the prompts. So the first run at what a industry agnostic business value guide would make.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, actually, we need to make sure that says first name. Hey there, noticed your home, thought it might seems to fit. We need to put it into our compiler. Like, curious, have you considered selling without paying cash up front to avoid out-of-pocket costs? Just checking in. Thought I'd reach out. Yeah. So it's just, have you, curious, are you about selling without paying cash up front? Or creative financing to avoid out-of-pocket costs? Ways to sell without cash up front. So
the pain you're tackling is, people would typically have to spend money to be able to sell their business or sell their sell their property. But you're offering a solution for them to sell their property without coming out of pocket. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And these homes have been on the market longer than a certain period of time, right, Lance?
Yeah, that I'm targeting more than 90 day plus.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got a pain of, hey, this has been sitting on the market 3 months. So that they've got a 6-month contract with their agent, so they're kind of getting a little itchy.
Yeah.
And it's not to say I'm only going to buy creative. So I can get a different kind of loan or whatever, but I would prefer to do it creatively.
For sure. I'm just thinking. So how many? Do you know roughly how many? If you guys don't want me to ask all these questions, to stop me. But I'm curious. Roughly how many leads in Atlanta will you be reaching out to?
So volume play, not essentially right now. No. He's only going through a couple of his zip codes that he's currently going to be looking at, and then going to expand into his other zip codes as the scraper just finished as well. So this is just like he's about to go on a convention as well. So we're just getting some names out, conversation started, to then allow us to then start to build up that that pipeline to start to reach out to a lot of people in Atlanta. Because at the same time, in these real estate deals, volume is key, but a lot of them do take some time to get finalized and finished. So and because a lot of these people, he likes to work with brokers and doesn't like to work with owners. So it's a much seamless process to get deals done. These brokers have an incentive for the seller to get deals done, and that's where Lance comes in. So this is just to streamline these processes and these conversations as well.
Yeah, the first multi-channel outbound campaign I ever did was for wholesale land. different approach. But,
Land finders. Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't doing we weren't doing properties. We were just doing the land itself, all over the Southwest. Some immediate thoughts I have on it, which I'm just telling you now, not for anything to change, but just immediate, like, these ideas are coming to my mind. The pain that they're experiencing, one is obviously they don't want to come out of pocket to sell, which I already know that Lance, you'll do what it takes to buy the property that you want to buy, whether it's a creative financing or a loan. But they don't have to come out of pocket. But also, I think since you are targeting people that have been listed already for 90 days, maybe also addressing that note, and maybe you do that in the second spin tax or the third spin tax. Like the second message that goes out or the third message that goes out, like, hey, I know you've been listed up for a while. Why are you looking to sell now, and what is this holding you back from, or something like that, where it's like, hey, we know that you want to get the show on the road. Why is it important for this to happen? Or just like something to engage them to uncover a little bit of that seller motivation and make it clear, like, hey, we want to make this happen fast. So we see that it's not happening fast. We want to help make it fast. Why do you want it to be fast? I mean,
yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just one thought I had. And since you're not doing a large volume play, and it's more going to be about the quality of the message. Not that you need my feedback. I know you guys have already thought about this, but maybe just stick with like a low volume to test maybe a batch of like 50 to 100, and then
Exactly where we're at.
try a couple different approaches. Yeah, like, okay, you don't have to come out of pocket. Here, we can make it happen fast. Here, you'll have the cash to be able to get to secure yourself in a new home, right? Or to move, right? I think that's probably one of the biggest fears is, hey, if I sell today, I mean, where am I going to go? So yeah, we'll help make sure that you have enough cash to be able to move and secure your a house over your head. Obviously, say it in a more personalized manner, but
Right.
Good morning. I am very well. How about you?
Hey, so far so good. So far so good.
Right on. You just drop it wherever. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Somebody got a toaster.
All right. I'm about to bounce. Harrison, if you can look and see if those names that I just grabbed for potential leads went through correctly, and text me. But seller conversations, I'll be out.
Thanks. See you, Sam.
Yeah.
And also thank you, Lance, for answering some of the questions I had about creative financing and the rest.
No problem, brother. Anytime.
Cool.
Anytime.
Cool. All right. We launching then?
Yes.
All right.
I'm just making sure. I just put a test through just to make sure everything's going. And I'm actually just going to do one thing. I'm just making sure the access token is working.
Cool.
But yeah, so we got, I think, 100 or 92 leads that we'll send out right now. And then test it out. Go from there.
Right on the money. I like it. All right, I'm gonna let you guys hold it down for like 5 minutes. I do have to go pee, so I'm just gonna.
We'll let you this time.
Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, don't sue me this time. Okay.
Yeah. So the beauty of starting campaigns is that it's pretty simple. You just have to add a tag, and then everything works. So I'll actually have you show your screen and do it, Lance, since we just went through. Since you have the smart list to show which ones.
All right, here I go.
Yes, just go to that smart list and just give me 30 seconds. Let's see. Okay. All right, so go ahead and mark all of those. And yep, mark him as a tag. Mark him as Start AI Outreach. And that's it. Off we go.
There you go. Campaign launch. Easy.
And then let's see him come through.
Can I see anything on my end, or it's all
Nope.
back there?
Yeah, it's all on our side now. We took it from you. Okay, yeah. We have a few errors on ours, Enrique, but that's just because it's the contacts are D&D. So I added in a thing that if they're D&D to remove them from the workflow, but
yeah,
it's still,
That's good.
I think some were still in there. These are all.
Yeah, and that was on the 6th, right?
What?
Oh, that
Yeah.
was yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Well, that's good. As long as they're not getting more text messages, it's everything.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
And it costs us nothing.
Right. It just makes I open it. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh my
so
God,
many
the
errors.
Yeah.
Oh,
Freak out
everything's
for a second.
broken. Like, okay, no, it's just.
You know, something I love is that it's
There
just
we go.
a mindset shift in running businesses in general. For the first, I mean, there's obviously the times where we're prepping a lot of stuff to be able to share with the world, which is really where most of the time goes. Actually, running these systems is, I don't want to say boring, but it's quite uneventful, except for the fact that like well, when we hop on the calls, like, yeah, we're on the calls live, but really the system just runs itself. So I find myself just like looking for things to improve. Sometimes I'm like, it's already, I mean, we just made so many huge improvements over the last 2 weeks that now it's like, okay, well, we're just running. What is that?
That was oh, there it is again.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was going to pop up.
Well,
I can just refresh it.
okay, cool. And that's the other thing about doing this live is like, yeah, if we expose some stuff, it's a little annoying, but we're really willing to do that work to make everybody else's lives easier and to be transparent about how these systems work.
Yeah.
But it is true though. Like making the automation is hard, but then using it is like
Just ridiculously just
Yeah.
and you're used to like the hard stuff, so you're looking for more hard stuff too out of this.
I'm like,
Yes.
I'm seeking the challenge.
Right. What's next? Actually, Lance just had an idea that could be an interesting thing to add.
Cool.
He has 2 different campaigns he wants to run and to run them simultaneously. It's like one would be for creative financing, co-op living, and then the other one would be for, what was the other one, Lance?
Flips. Yep.
Yeah.
Co-living and flips.
Yeah. So right now everything is kind of just hard set for one campaign to run at a time, but we could have it so that we could have multiple campaigns running and then just have a custom field that says which campaign that contact is for, and then have a campaign table that hosts all the spin tax,
For each campaign.
each campaign. So we can have a campaign table that we can be running multiple campaigns at a time that have different outcomes, different texts, different communication, and different bots and stuff. So Lance is wanting that.
I like.
Yep.
So pretty easy. I would duplicate the outreach workflow. I would create a custom field and just set the custom field at the beginning of the outreach workflow. So this is campaign 1 or campaign 2. Call it, obviously, name it whatever you want. And then here inside of the N8N workflow, it would be a switch, right? So check for the custom field, go to campaign 1 or go to campaign 2. So this whole thing just duplicated with 2 different paths. And then on Supabase, it would be your second set of campaign variables that also, we'd have to search for the campaign again by the name of the campaign or campaign ID, and then you just have everything just twice. I mean, yeah, I feel like that would be maybe a hour build.
Yeah.
Let's
So
go.
Lance, well, my rate is only $700 an hour, so it's
Well, hey, some of these outreach things need to get me.
there you go.
Yeah.
Easy.
That'll be a no-brainer once you're getting 20 appointments from these 100 leads.
So the whole purpose of all this for me is doing the reach out, getting the I want to do some underwriting with the fix and flips. I want to be able to underwrite with pictures. I know that's going to cost tokens and all that, but that'll be something else. I want to be able to scrape to try to get money, because everybody needs money. I also want to push out my social media as well. So I build that trust relationship on, hey, you can trust me with an investment, whether you're a partner, whether you're lending money. So that's the whole the whole picture that I'm trying to get AI and everything to do.
Yeah.
I like it. So a lot of where the work in running the campaigns shifts to after all of the systems are set up is really just iterating on the copy. So what is the offer we're putting in front of people? As long as we're getting the right leads and the right message to those people, that's what creates conversion. So from here, it's really just going to be testing slight iterations of what is the offer you're making. Hey, we can help create a finance, or hey, we can help get you cash in pocket today, or hey, we can help you flip your house, right? Just depending on which target lead you're running. But I love that you also mentioned the next steps as far as continuing to build trust with your audience and building up your brand on social media, because that's like the other end of this. Every message we send should be doing one of two things. It should be adding value or building trust. And if you're also building trust socially, then when people come inbound, we can still have AI take over that conversation and schedule with you. But creating that inbound funnel is also just as important as having a cold outreach.
Definitely.
And Enrique is actually working on, Enrique and Harrison together. But Enrique's main focus right now is
he's the boss.
Yeah, this kid's the goat. We love him. He's working on setting up social media automations to be able to automatically create content and distribute it across whatever platforms you're on, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Yeah, it's just we want to be on every channel pretty much. So if we can be on email, great. Text message, great. Ringless voicemail drops out, so when people call back in, they're on the phone, great. We can catch you on social medias with our automated organic content, but also we have another member of our group who's working on social media DMs as well. So automating DMs on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. So inevitably, this is not just like a 3-channel outreach system, but a 9-channel outreach system. I also want direct mail because some people aren't even on the internet much. But if you can get people
Right.
in their homes, and that's a 10th channel, and I think that one's going to convert really well, at least for what we're doing. And well, even in the wholesale real estate or wholesale property space at all, land, whatever. Direct mail has been a significant channel for a
works.
very long time.
Yep.
But every channel is always going to be better than just one channel, so we want them all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm looking at a direct mail company right now that wants to sell. He wants to sell his company. And I have his financials right now. We're doing a valuation behind the scenes. Our brokers are doing the valuation. But if we can find a good number for it, I'll go find a buyer that wants to invest in the company with us. So we'll come in and create a better operating system for the business. And my ultimate goal out of this is, one, to make sure that the business owner is getting the cash that he deserves at a very fair rate. But the buyer should also have confidence in the investment, knowing that they're not going to be the ones who have to do the whole digital transformation. But truly, for direct mail to continue to survive moving forward and to actualize as much value as possible, they're also going to need to be able to leverage these other channels, these digital channels as well. And that's a huge opportunity to increase the value of what has been a traditionally non-digital market. But now, for example, this direct mail company is doing $24 million in revenue a year, and they're only doing direct mail. So how many of those clients could also use marketing on other channels too? So we could very quickly double the revenue, even just by upselling current clients. And then we can also use the direct mail company and our other digital acquisition channels to get more clients for the direct mail company. But also I want to use it for deal sourcing. So if I can help the owner sell, I can help the buyer put in the right operating system and operate it. We obviously are generating cash for that, but then I'd also want to use that company to add direct mail to our outreach channels as well. That's kind of my vision for being able to get direct mail as a channel that we're also using for deal sourcing. And then that's just something that we can also leverage with all of our partners and with all of our clients.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost vertically integrating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
100%.
yeah.
Everything I do, I typically try to do it if it needs to have like pretty much I need 3 positives for every action I take. So if when I'm thinking about, do I want to invest my time and effort into potentially acquiring this direct mail company, I just think about what is all the benefit that it can create for the effort. And if it creates obviously another channel for us to do deal sourcing and another channel of value we can add for our clients, that's a big win. If we can get paid to put together the operating system and get a portion of the growth in that company, okay, great. It puts more cash in our pockets. And then also, obviously, if it helps us build a better relationship and have a great case study with a buyer who might then be interested in buying other direct mail companies or similar marketing agencies, well, awesome. Now we have a new relationship that will unlock even more opportunity for us. And then fourth, this is one of those rare opportunities where it's 4 great things. I can also take all of that and implement, just have another case study for our training program to train more of our partners to do the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
It's also practicing what we preach. We're talking about acquiring businesses.
all day.
We got to be acquiring businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That helps our business.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. Right. I'm not just here to just tell y'all how to do it without doing it. We're not like random YouTube gurus. I want businesses. I want ownership in more businesses. So
Yeah.
our whole focus, I was actually just thinking about this when I went to pee. I was like, right now things feel kind of boring, and that means I need more owners to operate their business for. So that is going to be our main focus over the next probably 30 days, is just tailoring all of our outreach specifically to owners that we can operate their their systems for, and then I'm just going to launch in the industries that I think I want, which I pretty much decided based on all the conversations we've had that I want any marketing agencies for ourselves is what I want. So if I want to be able to acquire something that is going to be able to improve our standing as we become the number one deal sourcers in America, that's going to be a marketing agency. But where there's a ton of opportunity that I know buyers want, it's in those professional services and home services. So CPAs, managed service providers like IT services companies, those are really hot right now. But also there's a ton of roll-ups happening in HVAC, roofing, flooring, plumbing, electricians, handymans. And I know a lot of that business model is traditionally manual. They don't really have CRMs. Usually they're not doing much to upsell their current client base. They're not really doing much to do outbound marketing at all anyways. It's always like 95% of the time they're only doing word of mouth, which means there's so much market that can be captured for any of these businesses that we choose to work with. So that's really the other angle that I want to super focus in, is getting in with partnerships with more of these home service companies. Because there's just a ton that are already generating, 20 million, 30 million in revenue, and they're still not fully systemized yet. And they built up 20 or 30 million dollars in cash flow with only word of mouth. That's so much value created where it can literally immediately be like 10x'd. Especially if we're building systems around actually managing those relationships. And then we'll look at building systems to also manage their inventory, right? Because a lot of the cost is a hard cost that needs supplies. So we want to make sure that we have the supplies to be able to also increase our increase the deliverable, like the actual work that needs to be done, as we increase the client base, which further helps increase the value of the business, because we'll likely need to diversify some of the supply chain too, which we can also do by reaching out to other suppliers also with this client acquisition system. This acquisition system is crazy because it can be used for recruiting. It can be used for finding new clients. It can be used for finding new suppliers. Like any relationship that you need to establish, the system can be used for. Just so much leverage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more that we are testing these systems on our own, we're just making them more and more robust over time.
For everybody.
And just like for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Already 1 million contacts processed through these systems. Just ridiculous amounts of data.
That's crazy. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, we've been launching for 2 years now, so it's taken some time, of course, but we've been launching outreach systems with AI since October of. This is like literally officially our 2-year anniversary at the end of the month from the first time I ever launched an outreach campaign using AI.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy anniversary.
I'm 2 years old. I can waddle around on my own too. I'm a man.
Yes.
Yeah. And we have the offers that we're making to, I mean, everything is, it just feels like such a blessing to be in this position where we can share everything that has been done, everything that we are doing, and like the roadmap forward is already laid out. And also, Lance, thank you for showing up with your expertise and being willing to also join us as we share with the world.
Nah, I appreciate what y'all helping me do. I enjoy learning about it. I obviously am gonna get the fruits of what y'all are giving out.
Yep. Everybody
So.
knows. Cool. Do you know any flooring companies, HVAC companies, home service companies that might be interested in selling their business?
No, I don't.
Well, if they come up, you let me know, okay?
Do you know of anybody wanting to sell any kind of property?
We're reaching out to some right now. I hope. I would hope so. In Atlanta? No, not specifically.
Well,
Atlanta. Or just in general?
that's where this first campaign is going through, is Atlanta. I'm also looking in Dallas for co-living, and then flipping in Phoenix, Chicago, and where I live here in North Carolina. So
you're expanding to be covering a lot of the metropolitan areas around the.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. So with co-living, have you ever heard of Pad Split?
No, I haven't.
It's the Airbnb of co-living. So with the everything co-living, obviously word of mouth, property management is just now becoming mainstream, and it's not just for Section 8 type tenants. Business people use rent by the room method. So Pad Split came out in Atlanta. That's its biggest market. And then Dallas, Fort Worth is its fastest growing market right now. So what I'm doing is I'm leveraging Pad Split's data to the zip codes that make the most sense to me. So that's why I'm in Atlanta and Dallas for that.
Cool. And how do you, when you say it makes the most sense to you, I'm curious, what is your criteria that you're looking for when you're making these investments? What kind of tells you, yeah, this is a good bet, or this might not be the best one?
Okay, so no HOAs, obviously. There's also housing occupancy rules that certain cities are starting to implement, and some counties. So I have to look at that to ensure that that's not happening. I'm looking for at least a 3-2 1,700 square foot. All right, what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put some walls in it. So let's say you got a 3-2, you got a living room, you got an office. Well, I'm making the living room and an office room. So now I'm turning that 3-2 into a 5-2. And then I'm need to have parking, because some people will have vehicles. I'd like it near a public transportation. So those are some of the criteria that I'm looking at, that if it doesn't have that, it's definitely a no.
I'm curious because I know it might be obvious on your side, but I'm not aware. What about having an HOA in the community is detrimental, or just makes it clear like not a good move? Is it because they usually have compliance or regulations about how the property can be used?
Correct. So and a lot of HOAs have the housing occupancy, or the renting, just in general, whether it's long-term, short-term, rent by the room, in their HOA. And it's easy to change HOA policy. It's like, hey, all of them agree, hey, we don't want this. Well, I may not get grandfathered in. So,
yep.
Yeah, HOAs are out.
Yeah, makes sense to me. My mother actually runs a HOA management company, so I get to hear a lot about some of the just some of the pains of dealing with HOAs. I do see the value. Like, people want to have clarity on how their communities are going to be managed and run, and I can respect that, to have security in your house. But
yeah,
also kind of a pain in the ass.
It is 100%. Yes, I've got some long-term rentals that you got 10 feet between the house and the vent that comes out from the hot water heater, the gas hot water heater. Some of the, it's discolored some of the vinyl in between the house. And I get a message saying, hey, you need to fix that. It's like, it's a cul-de-sac, 10 feet. Why are you even looking there? But it is what it is.
Yep. They have property standards.
Yeah.
And they do inspections regularly.
Yep.
And usually like quarterly, but.
So, but as far as flipping, I'll flip in an HOA. That's fine.
Because you don't have the long-term like
Right.
rental, so it's not something that you're gonna have to really be concerned about beyond the flip.
Exactly.
I get that.
Exactly.
I need to plug in this device real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back.
I just saw that some of the custom fields didn't get populated so it did send out a few texts that said, "Hey, first name," but it
Okay.
sent out like 5. But I sent another text and said, "Oh, sorry about that, Allie. It looks like I didn't put your name in there. Sorry about that." So
That'll work.
ah.
That's what happens when you start stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
Enrique, you working on your gaming?
Oh,
thing?
yes. Well, I'm actually working right now on the social media automation that we have been talking about, me and
Yep.
Harrison. It's basically like turning long form into short form clips, but it's not like the platforms that you see out there that are just like captions and like very not like cool editing. It's more of like, okay, we got this short form. How can we get AI to make like the B-rolls, right?
Mhm.
So we create the images with Nano Banana, and then
Okay, I'm sorry.
we turn those images into videos, and then we cut the short form into pieces with the APIs, and then we figured out how to piece them together back, like editing, so we can get like a complete, fully edited short form with like high quality. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I've been working
Playing
on.
wood.
Yes.
I got you. I got you.
So I almost have the Notion set up. Are we still wanting to use Notion, or do you want to use Supabase? What
we're
have you
gonna-
already gone forward with?
We're gonna use Notion, yes, to start. It will be the easiest one. Let me just share my screen real
Yeah.
quick. Because I shared a document yesterday. It was like the progress that I did overall. And I think it would be valuable for me to share with you, so we can continue to the next steps that are gonna be cool. So let me share my screen. So I have been working on this Miro board on making sure I have like the right templates that I want to be using in between those reels. This is gonna be the B-rolls that I have like listed here. I really like this guy, Matt Gray. He has like a very good.
Oh yeah, I've seen
taste.
that. Great.
I really like how he just breaks down his like editing style in this way. Very simple, very attractive. As you can see, I created this image, like it was like literally the same thing with Nano Banana.
Wow.
And obviously these images are gonna be a bit different, right? It has to be depending on what you're saying in the transcript of the specific short. This can be turned into an image, and then like there's a motion here, like a click. I don't know if you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, and then it moves. And I want these clips to be like in between all those. Like I want these clips to be there inside the short. And how we are gonna determine this, it will be more of like letting AI think by himself. So this is what I was working on. Kind of like what we did with the orchestrator, Harrison,
Yeah.
or for like these pieces. Okay, so yeah, I pin all the data. So
Nice.
first, I did yeah, I shared this JSON in the document. So basically, I just turned the long form into short form clips, and then I got the transcript. I transcribed the specific short into like little pieces of the like just to get the transcript very clearly with Assembly AI. Assembly AI is like the backend of like Cluely, the backend of like I think retail, not retail, but like platforms that just capture in real time what you're saying and gets like the exact time. So if you can see here, Turjan was saying, I don't know if you guys know about Solarpunk, and then it breaks down like the specific times when he was saying that. It was on like I used this code note just to get more clearly on like everything.
Yeah.
Said that on a 0.3 second of the video, and then
Yeah.
yeah, this is gonna be needed because we have to make sure we get
For the captions.
yes for the captions and breaking down the clips into the right just making sure everything just harmonizes together well. Because for example, if you just add like this b-roll in between a sentence, we have to make sure it doesn't cut or it doesn't make like it doesn't have issues in like just making it like weird, you know? Like for example, if I say I don't know if you guys know about Solarpunk, and then if I just place that b-roll in the wrong way, it can like just hurt the actual performance of the reel.
Okay.
So I just gave that information to this creative video director. This is grabbing the transcript, the summary, and this is like all the specific just timestamps of everything. And then we have here like some of the red flags and improvements that I got from this initial basic LLM chain. That is basically just this is what this is doing is getting all the details from the shorts that we just got from Clap.
Yeah.
And then it is figuring out like the hook strength, the value clarity, the simplicity, shreddability, and category fit, and is giving it like a total score. Because I didn't like the score that Clap was giving. So I was like, why shouldn't I just add like this basic, like just an LLM in between that just figures out what are going to be the top 3 clips out of the ones that we scrape, so we can use them. And then the cool thing about this is it gives us like what are the red flags in the video and what are the best improvements. For this one specifically, the AI said add a specific call to action or question at the end to increase common engagement. So this is a cool improvement because this is actually true. I did take a look at this reel, and it was a cool reel, but it didn't have like a call to action or something. And maybe this can help and just support how the creative director takes decisions. Now the creative director, what it does is it just analyzes the reel specifically, and then with the prompt, it figures out how many visuals, how many B-rolls are we going to add to the video. What's going to be are we going to keep like are we going to put like a music on the video? And what else? Let me take a look.
Are there any APIs for music, like select music?
Yes, there is. Yes. What I was thinking is we can either have like a data table with like where the musics
bunch
that
of them.
are working the best right now, and we can just give it to this creative director, and he will figure it out what type of music should we use depending on the reel. But yeah, so what this does is, okay, it needs to figure it out how many b-rolls are we gonna add to that video, and then it figures out what is gonna be like the animation for that b-roll and what is gonna be the visual element. This doesn't focus on creating the actual prompts for creating the image and the video. This is gonna be passed to this execution engine that is gonna focus on, okay, this is gonna be the prompt for this specific b-roll that you mentioned, b-roll number 1, and the prompt is going to be this, and what's going to be the prompt for the image is going to be this, and the prompt for the video is going to be this one here, video animation here, and there's a couple of more stuff that you can take a look at, but I did work on this yesterday at night. It's like just like a base from that is going to help us to start now taking the action on, okay, we need to tailor obviously the prompts a bit better, but now what we need to be doing is, okay, we need to be grabbing the execution engine prompts, we need to be turning them into an image and then a video. And then we're going to be using, let me just pull up the document. Okay, so yeah, this is basically what I share. A short video, already processed by Clap. We go to the analysis. We use Assembly AI to grab the transcription. We structure the transcription. We give it to the creative director. And then we give that output to the execution engine. Then the execution engine is going to give us like what is going to be the asset generation that we have to create, what is going to be the image, what is going to be the video, what is going to be the text rendering, the image and video, and also it is going to give us like at what specific times of the reel we need to cut to add that piece. And from this, so we finished this image and video generation. Now we go into the video assembly. We're going to use ShotStack. This is the platform that I found, like, that I figured out that is going to be the best for us to use. Like big brands use it for automating their content. Have you seen like the news? They have like this is the weather for today, and they just add like clouds and rain and stuff. So that's being done by an automation.
Cool.
So we're gonna use this API to just cut the specific shorts into little pieces, add the B-roll, and put it all together. And I add like the animation effects for transitionings and all of that. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So then you take all of the different clips and you order them and put them together.
Yes, that's been already ordered by this agents here. If you can take a look at. So we get like the timestamp start. So this video starts on second number 1 and it ends at 5. The duration is 3.8 seconds. Similar with all of the ones that he decided to do. As you can see here, he mentioned that the total visual elements that we're going to add to this video is going to be 9. And yeah, this has to be tailored. Like this has to be, I need to just iterate more on this. So I mean, I think the biggest focus will be like prompting, making sure that these agents are going to be
seeing the output seeing what needs to be edited. Yeah.
Um,
And then it's like you're putting things into sheets. So I think so. Then we'll need a database or Notion to have to house the finished videos, put them into so we need like ideas or a way to like initiate the transcript, initiate this workflow. So we can be putting like ideas and transcripts and like Fathom recordings
yes.
into something. So when it starts this, then the finished product is put into an approve column. It would be great to be able to like chat and edit, like be able to make edits to the video. So if there's a way to like, if we could chat with it and say like, hey, update this frame to change it to be this, and then have like an update. I don't know if that's
that would be cool. That would be obviously cool.
It would just be one MCP of like one agent with all the endpoints for update, but
I mean, yeah.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Yeah, that will take our time. Yeah.
At the very least, there needs to be an approved spot, and then once it's moved into publish, then it hits the workflow and then it goes and publishes it. So that's what I'm working on.
Yeah. Cool.
But I know we could have a chat that would just need to have the context of what the IDs are for everything, or all the videos and everything. But you finish this, and then once we have it all set up, then we can look at it. But
cool. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if this is gonna sound dumb, but I think if we if we get the Notion, that would be great. But at this point, I think if we do like a competition on like, well, I don't know, because we need to be able to both like understand, like, or just you bring your input, I bring my input into how to develop this as effective as possible. Just focusing on just one B-roll. So if we make the AI just focus on, okay, this is going to be the B-rolls that, like, this is going to be the template B-rolls that you're going to focus on creating. This is just going to be the one. So we can continue to the next step of, okay, we got this outputs from this agent. Now we need to figure it out, the editing process. Process is going to be, okay, we're going to grab from the creative, the execution engine. We're going to grab what's going to be the timestamp start from where we're going to edit this specific short, and we're going to add this B-roll. What's going to be the image, and what's going to be the video that is going to get created. So now that I'm thinking, I think it would be better if I focus on just, I mean, I think I did grab a lot of B-rolls, but I think this is going to be the B-rolls that are going to like just make this like on another level, high quality.
So those will all be like in a database or something. These are like the options for B-roll.
Yes, I think I was like, I'm gonna have to break down how each B-roll is gonna be made. Because, for example, if I just grab the image prompt from one of this, and then I put it into Nano Banana, and then I use the image to video prompt, I get a totally different output from me just giving the actual prompt on how this is developed. So I will probably just create like a data table that just has like each B-roll name, how it's being made, and what animations work for each one. And it has to be really freaking simple. But I think this is gonna be the best for making just the outputs always consistent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you think this is the best way? Because I don't know, like I will not let AI figure it out.
Mm.
Like you can tell AI make a very aesthetic, very simple, put like 4, 6 images with like rounded corners, and then add like 2 captions, and AI will not give like the exact output that we want. Like
And
in
it'll
this
be
type.
different every time.
They have yeah, it has to have like a specific example reference to
Yeah.
be able to create that. So I think the best way to do that is like just create a data table that I store like each template image description and what are the best ways to just make like an animation for that specific
Mhm.
image. So maybe like, okay, for this image, a couple of things that work are just just adding the selector cursor that you see here. Yeah,
And just
something
moving
like
it, like
just
moving
moving
it.
it. Yeah.
So I'm thinking from like a organization standpoint. So like if we're watching reels and we see an animation that we like, we can screenshot it and then add it to the table with a description
Yes.
of what animation it has.
Yes. Because
So
for
that's
example, yes, that's something that I was thinking too. For example, if we want to improve or add more stuff that we know is going to be helpful or useful and is going to be looking good for our editing, yeah, I think a data table will be the best to have with all the presets of the V-rolls.
And so for each, we'd need to take the screenshot and then describe the animation that we like about it.
Yep.
Because we could maybe like screen record with our phone, but then we'd be putting videos into AI, and I think that it wouldn't be as good as us explaining it. I think it'd be expensive. Like be processing videos all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be the best way, because also, for example, for this 2 B-rolls that I really like though, is just another thing is, for example, if we break down, let me just open Clap. So Clap has their own just preset. Let me just log in. As you can see here, I'm using like a specific preset for like what captions are we gonna use and all of that. So as you can see here, the brand color that I'm using is gonna be this like blue ocean. Obviously, this will change in the future, but I want to be able to know the presets that I'm using for my long form to short form, grab the specific just branding color that I'm using for the captions. So when we are making this, you can see this guy, his brand color is like this like green, jello. Green. Yeah, something. I don't know the exact name of this color, but he's using this as his own brand color. So what we should be doing is, okay, if we are using this preset and this preset has this color for the captions, now we need to be making this B-rolls with our own brand color that we have that matches the captions. Same with this. For example, if we're using that brand color, now with this 2 transition B-rolls that we have here, I don't know if I call it B-rolls. I will call it presets, maybe.
Yeah.
Because B-rolls are more...
B-roll is like the video, yeah.
Yeah. So this preset here is the brand color in the background, and then it uses white. with like a specific figure. This is easy. This nano banana can done this easily, and then it completes. So it is through, and then number 1, nutrition, and then the transition is okay. Nutrition. The other image is gonna be okay. White background with the branding colors of it is through nutrition and nutrition showing. And these two, they need to be together. So if we make like a data table, like specifying
before and
this,
after, maybe.
yes. So if we make like a data table with this preset, these two presets, they need to be conjuncted together. And there has to be like a clear description of how this is being done.
Transition between the two.
Yeah. And I need to be obviously after I confirm the specific preset in the data table, I need to be testing it with Nano Banana and Sora.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to just test it and then figure it out if this is the right way to describe it. It's not going to be that hard though.
Yeah. Also, did you see I sent in a open source Thor 2 watermark remover?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I didn't look into too much how
Yes,
it
me too.
worked, but people were saying it was working though.
Oh, the pitch is down.
Oh,
Interesting.
did it get taken out that quickly?
Yep. I mean, I think we do have time. I think it's in the next like 2 weeks, 1 week.
Yeah.
Key AI is gonna figure it out, like the Sora 2 without the watermark. They're working on it also.
Nice.
Am I doing too much?
The only thing that I think is tough is the scalability of like how many presets we can have.
Yeah.
And like how the AI will decide which ones to use. And like I almost like, because some of these are cohesive and some of them aren't.
Yeah. True.
And so I'm thinking like if we were to make a video that always has these same themes with like the kind of the white background with the images and the words, I think that would be easy. But once we start introducing more of the actual B-roll video, it'll quickly be out of like we'll have to be generating video that is relevant. We can't be using these videos for everything, like.
Yeah.
So I think we start with one template package.
Okay.
And I actually like what you were saying with like having a before and after. Like if we like upload 2 images with here is like the cursor where it is and then here's where it ends. Because then it doesn't take a lot of just description of like what the animation is. If it just needs to like put the in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I'm thinking now maybe we don't use Notion and we do make our own front end, because I think a lot of this is going to be like Notion was just for like visualization, but we can make a visualization.
Yeah.
The rest of this is going to be like deeper database stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. If we store stuff in Supabase, I think it will be easy to just start with like a very simple, straightforward UI on Lovable.
I have a UI that I had made in the past for something like this, actually. So we can just like start with something and move from there.
So
I was working on a similar product to this, but with it was just a voice agent that you could like talk. It would interview you, and then it would create content for you. So I have like a beginnings of a UI for this that we can change, but.
Okay, so what I heard from you is like we can have like a package with just 5 presets at the beginning to start.
Yeah.
And With
And
that,
so I
we
think
can,
we need to have a table that is like a UI package, and then like UI frames or something, like whatever you have now. So then we can have, like, maybe we call it presets. Like, so we call it like package and presets.
Mhm.
So we then can just maybe once we're like initiating the content being created, we can either like choose and say like, yeah, I want to use this package, or we can have AI just decide.
yeah,
But then that way it's scalable, so we can, whenever we see a really good like kind of a good reel, we can be taking screenshots, create that as a package, and then
yes.
uploading presets, and then we can also be creating our own and such over time.
I like that.
Um,
Okay, I think the next steps will be me figuring out like the specific
Prompting.
prompts for the image and video for the packages, and also
Yeah.
making sure because if I do that first, the creative video director is going to be easy, and the execution
Mhm.
engine is going to be easy,
Sure.
because he's going to know like what template, what frames do we have in the specific package. So this is going to pick for 5. Yes, that's going to be the next step. And then from that, we can go into the navigation through ShotStack to edit the videos with the API.
Yep.
I decided to go on the ShotStack route instead of like MMPEG.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we
I think
can.
MMPEG is very like basic, right? It's just more for file conversion.
I mean, it goes from basic to like very advanced, but there's like a learning gap, you know. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to just spend time learning MFmpeg
Yeah.
if I can just leverage the work from other platforms.
Yeah.
This was the platform that I saw that was like very complete with their API. They
Mhm.
are cheap, and they had good reviews, and
Nice.
yeah, good people, like cool businesses,
Yeah.
isn't it? So yeah, that's the plan.
Interesting. Okay. I built this UI a while ago. It was just a way to like create. This was only for text, but it would create like text content, and then you could open it and edit it,
I like
and
it.
then schedule it.
I like
So
it.
this was just and then I had like I created apps on LinkedIn and Blue Sky that you could like integrate. But you found this would be if we're needing other people to use it. If we're using the Potato, we'll just have to have a switch for every user.
Yeah, that would be sexy.
Yeah. So this one was just, it could open up the LinkedIn OAuth, but it's a little bit complicated. The Potato one is easy if it's just for us.
Yeah.
So, so I have a whole database for like how I was scheduling and like managing content. So I can look back at that and see if it's still relevant.
Yeah.
But this would just, then we can add video to it and stuff too. So yeah, I say skip Notion. Let's just go straight to making our own UI. And I think the main thing is that we need to be able to like add in transcripts, add in like any like notes or ideas that can be then turned into videos and text that then comes into we review and can approve. For text, it'd be easy just to come in and be able to edit it. So we can just like come in and edit. but for video, we'll have to see how we can edit video, and then we need to be able to like approve and then schedule, and then make sure that it goes and gets published, and then we need to be able to manage and save clips and then turn those into packages for presets.
I
think that's
Right, I can see the full picture.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, AI right now with Sora is capable of just giving motion to the images without disturbing the actual text. So that's like a big improvement.
That's cool. That's cool.
That just allow us to have this editing piece for the images very, very, very naturally and very cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that I jumped on this at this time, because like 6 months ago, it was like a disaster.
I tried like a year ago, and it was just not even close. Like it wasn't even worth it. But it's like only now getting worth it. I think we're in a weird time where the technology is good enough, and not everyone can tell that it's AI.
Yeah.
And there's not as much like backlash against like, if it's good content, then it's good content. And I think in the future we'll see how people react to that. But
yeah, I mean, I just want to avoid the generic AI editing that is out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where
Like,
they just add like
ugly
transitions and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, or just like a random B-roll with
with a
like,
robot voice.
Yeah, with a robot voice. I mean,
Yes.
AI is more capable of that right now. So
yeah,
let's just have high standards.
Yep. And I mean, if it works, we can get people to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
But not Lance. Lance is he's our favorite beta tester.
Here I am.
Okay, yeah. I want to work on my side of this.
So, should I create the data? Well, we should be creating like a project on Supabase to like for this specifically.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to either give me the password or me a login. I won't touch anything you're doing. I'll just add some tables for managing and scheduling content. Oh, damn. Sitting with 50 mil.
Scheduling a 7.5 million right now via email. This one came in back to our email.
Whoa.
Sam is on the call live.
Look at him go.
Thank you for your email.
And then I was at a party, but I think it's behind Hamburg October 3rd, and
Currently on with a $50 million
party day
company.
You guys just broke down the entire AI content strategy, huh? That was
Yeah.
the first time I even heard all of that. That was fun. Like you've been cooking this last week, brother, huh?
I've been cooking, yeah.
Dope. That's exciting. Inglewood. Is this California? No, Tennessee. Tennessee could be Eastern or Central. I'm going to assume Eastern. At 4 p.m. Eastern. Alright, should have a 4 o'clock scheduled. Let's see.
Over there, I've done more analysis about plant power stacker
Do you guys want me to do this call live?
and how to start large motors and what's the implication of what if you're trying to start with equipment above you kind of started it across the line. The utility has a fit because you can get it started maybe, but then the utility would say you can't do this.
Right.
And I've had several instances where people called me up and said, we've had really good success with our plant or we want to continue to hire more people, do more business, but the utility said you can't do it. Big problem. Well, and I said to them, I said, well, it's real simple. I says, give me the data and I'll go through it and I'll give you a yes, we can help or no, we can't. And I've been doing this for 30, 40 years. I never go to a customer and tell them we can solve a solution until I look at what his plant is. They're all different. There's different feeds, there's different transformers that are involved and so forth. And if I can solve it, I say I can solve it. If I can't, then I said, no, you gotta go a different way. And I've never had a problem where the customers have come back to me and said, you said this would work and it doesn't work. On the other hand, I've had people come out and say, well, you told me that it wasn't going to work with this solution and it can't. Then, well, I've got other industry contacts to be able to take care of that. So I guess the short part of it is both Ray, who's the owner of T-Star, and myself are engineers. We just love solving problems. The problem with Ray is he's just getting buried with stuff. And so we try to take a load off of him and get the business going. We look at supply chain management and a bunch of other things. I think that the business at this point is incredibly good. But when you look at it, we're doing probably something in the neighborhood of maybe $15 to $20 million. But the problem is how do you go from there and higher? And people that I'm not sure exactly what you guys think or what you want to do, but if you have somebody that looks at something and say, hey, I'm looking at the oil and gas stuff, I'm looking at all these things, what can we do to get business up at a higher level? I don't know. It's a question of finding somebody, whether you're the person that would be interested in it or not. I think it's going to be a solution that's going to be needed going forward, because you can't put VFDs all over the place and expect that the things are going to be okay without doing an analysis.
Right.
And that's what we bring to the table. We look at it. We say, here's the cheap solution. And I don't mean cheap in the sense that it's never going to work, but I'm talking about if what you need is putting capacitor banks on the system. Fine. If you've got a VFD that you think you want to put in there, how's the VFD going to fit into it? We know we can calculate that. So we don't like to go out and just know people. Just let us know what your problem is, and we'll just give you an SVC. We don't do that. Ray will do if I do a preliminary analysis and say, hey, Ray, looks like we can do this with X, Y, and Z amount of capacitors, solid state power poles, and how many do you need, and so forth.
The question was, what was the most exciting part about growing these businesses, by the way?
Know that this is going to work.
He's going. He's
and what we do is we go back and we say, we're going to do an engineering analysis on this, but might charge you 25
in the chat.
To maybe $40,000 for it.
I need to talk to you.
Well, that's a lot of money. What do we get for that? I said, well, the answer, you get a solution. And I said, if
you guys can talk, he can't hear y'all.
And you say, hey,
We're also listening.
And you want to?
Lance, I sent you the link in the.
Not a big
chat.
deal.
Yeah.
I'll refund the engineering analysis. The reasons for that is a lot of people go ahead and. Unfortunately, I don't know who we're dealing with in some cases where people look at this and say, oh, well, here's the solution to this. Why don't we just go ahead and farm it out to somebody else? Happens all the time. Well, we don't do that. If you want our help and we tell you here's what we'll do, and you got choice then. If you think you can find somebody else that does what we do, fine. There are large, big companies that do the equivalent of what we do as an SBC, and they're stat codes. They're huge devices on 200 and some kV lines, if not higher. That's their bailiwick. We're not in that level. We do anywhere from utility grade coming into the plant from 15 to 25 kV. And that's it. We live in that, and saying that's a solution that you can put into a plant that needs to get the utility to come out and say, okay, we're good to go. And so that's kind of in a nutshell what we do. And so from your point of view, what are you guys thinking of? I mean, you called me and talked to Drew and so forth. What is it that you need?
Right. So the conversations with Drew were really high level because we were reaching out, kind of seeing where your desired state is. You mentioned here, Drew mentioned to me that like with the right manpower, you guys could be worth over $1 billion in the next 24 months. And I'm curious from your perspective what he means by that. Like, are you currently looking for like operational partners to take it from that 20 to 30 million where you're at and go further through like capital or operations, or are you guys evaluating a full exit in time?
Well, the issue is at this point, we've got a lot of business, and we've got, I won't use the word threatening, but I'll say we've got some customers that want to basically place orders for stuff that's probably 2 times what our normal ability to deliver in a calendar year. And so the answer is this real, and do you really need this? And the answer is yes, but we're looking for somebody to help us to come into the factory. Maybe we partnership with getting capital to expand the plant that we have now and hire people, and et cetera. Or does somebody want to say, well, I don't want to invest a huge amount of dollars, and I don't know what the number is at this point. Could be 10 million, could be 15. I don't know. They want to invest in it. Okay, fine, but they might call and say, we want to own it.
Yeah,
we're okay with that. We're okay with doing that. So, and the reason I say that is, I'm from a business standpoint. I've run, companies that in the $100 million a year business level, all the way down to some friends of mine that I used to work with at Pyrex. It's a solid state control manufacturer in terms of IGBTs and things like that. And I have business system for them, but I understand the business side of things. But on the other hand, I also understand the engineering side of things.
Right.
And so my comment would be, we can work with who wants to say, hey, we can make a lot of money on this thing. You guys can make money. And more important to me at this point, you're going to laugh, I love doing this stuff. I like doing it. I like the interface with customers, and Ray is the same way. So my viewpoint would be the best thing of all worlds would be to get a deal done with the company and have somebody that looks at it and says, okay, if we kept you guys on, okay, and we bought the business and you guys continue to do what you want to do, what's the number? That's how, from Ray's standpoint, he's one hell of a good engineer. I've known him for, 25, 30 years. And he's a very good engineer. And he likes to go out in the field and fix things. He likes to do startups and things like that. Does he like the other thing in terms of dealing with customers and all that? Not really.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess the answer is let's explore what you guys are looking for and what we want, and if we hit a match, or if we want to take a deeper look, that's fine. It's I'm positive that from the successes we've had with this business like that, it's been excellent, and there's been people look at it and yeah, I made a lot of money doing this, and we said, hey, we made a lot of money doing it, and everything works and it's fine. But again, as I said to you, is we don't do anything without an analysis to make sure we can fix the problem. If we can't, my viewpoint is, hey, you can't do it with our prison system. Here's your issues. You might want to investigate, and that's it. We don't do things for throwing numbers on. And then when it doesn't work, come out and say, well, it's your fault. And we're not that way. So
100%. And that really resonates with me. And I appreciate you being so forthcoming with it, with all this information. And there's a reason why you popped up on my radar as well. Very interested. And everything that you were saying here aligns as well. Definitely wanting to navigate these possibilities, because everything that you've said, I think there could be some synergies here. I'm curious though, Drew also said there's 2 other groups looking at you guys right now with some meetings booked in October and November. Could I get some color on that?
Well, we've got some people that want to handle going after business and whether they want to do it on a rep or they want to do it on the basis of whatever the basis. Yeah, I can tell you that since I've been working with Ray, I told Ray that I said you can't run this business like this without if a customer comes out and says that we understand what you can do, we understand the analysis, and we understand that, and we're going to place a purchase order. My answer to that is real simple. We'll give you an invoice, 50% on, and we'll go from there and we'll set up a schedule to do it. And the reason behind that is because Ray in the past has had issues going on over there where he does this, and then the customer dings it around and doesn't get paid for a while. And my comment is it's real simple. If you're really serious about solving your problem, 50% of the system that would go for maybe $2 or $3 million covers all of us buying material, getting the engineering done, and more importantly, meeting a schedule. If you don't do this, and you just simply say, here's the PO, then the answer is when you send me the money, okay, that's the starting point. People look at that and go, well, what do you mean by that? Well, if you're that serious that you're going to solve this problem, you want us to do it in 30 weeks, 20 weeks, 40 weeks, whatever, okay, we're going to buy material and we're going to hold our vendors accountable to being delivering. We know how long it's going to take in the factory to build them, and we'll deliver to you. But if you don't do that, okay, and if you want to play the game and say, well, we're going to give you 60-day pay, well, then the answer is just add 60 days on top of our delivery schedule. I don't know about you, but when people look at that and go, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it does to me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to put, $1 million, $1.5 million of worth of engineering effort, and more importantly, all the material we need to build these things.
Right.
And find out that, oh, well, let's see, guess what? Well, we don't need these. Yeah. We need to delay it by 20 weeks or something like that. Well, the answer is, I'm not going to hang out that kind of money. You think that's crazy? That's a business side of things. Right. So,
yeah.
So that's and if you're looking at stuff like that, and you got a customer that says, hey, we can't get the factory going. Okay. Or we've had success in the mining, the mining business. Somebody when in Pennsylvania and also in West Virginia and some other states like that, whenever they drill for coal, they drill an entry level, and it goes back a certain distance. The reason for that is they're dragging power lines coming into the mine to be able to mine coal. So when they're done, and they can't do it any further because of the fact that you don't have a good enough power factor to be able to continue to drill for another 200 feet, 300 feet, whatever. The answer was they got to go ahead and close that portion of it and go move the equipment somewhere that costs a lot of money. So we said, hey, we can do this with our SBC and give you a constant power factor, unity power factor, which does all the work rather than stuff that's maybe running at 70%, 60%. And they look at it and go, you mean you can go ahead and have us extend the mine? We can mine X number of tons of coal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the answer was to that, go do it. And we did it. And so those are kind of solutions that when you pay attention to what the customer wants, and you go look at his information that's coming out of the utility. And I've had pretty good relationships with utility people. Most of the time when I tell them I need all the data for it, and here's why, they give it to me. They give it to me at the point of coupling, and away we go. So I think there are lots of solutions now in the oil side of things. I came up with a solution to go ahead and have instead of taking an EHOS and just dropping it somewhere, well, we put all the equipment in the trailer. So you move this trailer down.
I'm gonna go walk
and if they're mining for
and finish out this call.
oil,
But
when it gets to the
Guys,
point,
Sounds like it's not stopping anytime soon. So
it will soon. I'm about to finish once it's done.
right?
Cool.
It keeps
sometimes we just gotta listen. And people just want to chat. Did you figure it out, Lance?
Yeah, I saw it. I responded to him. But how? All right. So if you look at my opportunities in the New Deal or in the deal acquisition pipeline,
Yeah.
in the New Deal, all right, that's gonna obviously it's got 98 in it, but it's got all the information that I got from the Zillow detail scraper. I'd like to have that. Do what?
Yeah. You want to have that be updated?
Yeah, be whether, because I don't know, am I going to be looking in the AI outreach, the marketing, the sales pipeline? Whenever I'm talking to people, I need to be able to find the information easily.
Yeah.
And I would. I
And
know
since there's duplicates, so it makes it
Yeah.
So deal acquisition is the one that you've made.
Correct.
Let's
And
look
we
at
don't have
that.
to use that one. That one was for my buy box, that Lovable form. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I move stuff over and around, will be through there. Now for AI stuff, I'm looking at, the sales pipeline, the marketing, the AI outreach, and all the different stages there.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which one I would be using to know where those properties are.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to change my Zillow stuff to come into a different pipeline? I don't know what the easiest way for this to be done is.
So for one thing, it looks like the ones that are in the deal pipeline it has a different process, right? It has like new deal analysis. So those won't be as affected by the by the market, like by the sales pipeline. I guess that would be your sales pipeline is what it would be. But the sales pipeline's a little different with like new lead, warm lead. So I think it would be, we can keep one of the sales pipelines.
Everybody, you, me, and whoever else.
We can delete the ones
And
that
we'll
are
go ahead and we'll set up an agenda and we'll just
are
start going
extra.
and delete.
Looks like the 1 and the 3.
You guys are,
So I'll go ahead and
I
delete
think a little
those.
bit more information about your custom, your business and what you guys are doing.
Delete those ones, and then we can just set up something so that once it gets to a certain spot in the sales pipeline, that it will update it in the deal outreach pipeline. So the deal all the other ones are automated, but deal acquisition is not, and that's where all the information is, and so that's where you can then you would just have to like maybe update that one, or because there's no way in the system right now to know if the deal is under analysis or renegotiation, right?
Correct. Is there a way then to just, whenever I tag them with start AI outreach, that it takes it from deal acquisition and moves it to whichever pipeline it needs to go to? Because right now, if you look at AI outreach, Joel Balleril, is the name. Well,
yeah.
I start doing Dallas. All right, I'm not going to know what property I'm talking about. I'm not even going to know what city we're talking about until I figure out where's Joelle at. What is she? So if we can take all that information that's in the new deal, the deal analysis or deal acquisition thing, move it to AI outreach or whatever. That way it's got because I've named it with the street address and the zip code. I know zip codes.
Yeah.
Now I could just click in and say, oh, that's Joelle.
Right.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Add it to the till, man.
50.
So, yeah. Well, 50 is their baseline. What the manufacturing company is doing, like because they're packaging it together. They have their consulting firm, and then they also have the engineering manufacturing company that does implement these things. So they were packaging that together, baseline at 50. But they are, like you heard him. He says he loves what he does. He's open to a majority buyout situation, but still wants to work there. He's also they're also very interested in growth capital and minority capital situations with operational help as well. So we want to just sit down, put an agenda together. I told him about if we want to get the agenda to be the best case scenario, let me just send you over an NDA as well, so we can actually dive into some of the beefier topics whenever we sit down and talk. And before the NDA, I'm going to reach out to some of my investment banking guys and just highlight the opportunity idea and to ask him what he needs and what he would want to hear as well. So when we set up that conversation, potentially having him on the call or seeing if their desired result is something that he can handle as well. If not, then we can go find the right people for that situation.
Question. What did you end the call with? Did you end the call with an NDA signed or an appointment scheduled?
So his week is busy. He wants to get some more color. He has to go speak to Ray and Drew, but he's very he wants to continue the conversation. They like what we do. he likes the conversation. He wants to navigate these possibilities. So no, from a static standpoint, but gonna send him over an email with my email, because like this contact didn't come through the campaign. This contact came through somebody else that said, call this guy. So this is my first conversation with this guy. And then he's like, okay, send me over your email so I know that it's your email. Then let me know that you're going to send over some more information from here. Then I'm going to send him the NDA as well. He's going to sign that, meet with Ray and some of the other partners, put together an agenda, and then schedule an appointment for either this week or next week.
Was the first guy who you were originally talking to, was he from the acquisition system? Or
yes, okay. But he's recovering from surgery right now, and he said he had a less than a 5% chance of survival. So that's crazy. But yeah, they're all kind of together, all engineers. You know, the guy that I just talked to is kind of the consulting firm with this company, but they've known each other for like 25 years, doing business together the entire time. So like the guy I talked to is kind of like their sales guy. The other guys are like the engineers behind the operation.
And
they're all engineers though.
What is the value that you want to create in the situation? Are you looking at potentially coming in to create operating systems to prepare them for an exit, or are you more just like, okay, I want to get you connected with a buyer now? Because to me, from just the context I have, that sounded like a buyer now conversation. Like they're ready to get bought out now.
They want capital regardless, probably right now, because he said the $1 million question is, how do we take this from 20 to 30 million in revenue and make it bigger? So there's opportunities here for partners that want to come in and do that by injecting capital. He says he's open to a majority buyout situation, essentially, as long as they can stay on and keep working.
Which is
but
so I see that's like a buyer's dream. It's like, oh, you let me buy your company out, and also you're going to keep working. Great, because that already sets up the stage for seller financing, right? Just like we've been talking about all day, like these creative financing.
In this case, they're so big that I don't know if it is a seller financing conversation. This is more institutional.
Well,
this is definitely institutional.
Even at 25, they're doing 25 million in revenue. I mean, there's still the opportunity to just pay, because if the owner wants to stay on and continue operating, and they're willing to do a majority buyout, obviously they're going to need to get paid over like the following period of time, whether it's a salary or not. If it's just framed as, hey, we'll buy out the company at this price, cash down, and then we'll pay you the extra 20% over the next 5 years, or if he's expecting to continue to work there for the next 10 years,
they're expecting to grow.
Let's just
because they're expecting to grow.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still definitely within the realm of seller financing too.
Yeah, they'd probably do that, but it just really depends on the institutional buyer, because at this point it is going up the rung. This is more middle market, lower middle market, but getting closer to those type of transactions. So it would be more of an institutional buyer that would potentially seller finance, or they're just coming with the capital as well. But yeah, I do see kind of like a earn out structure as well for the owners in this case. But just wanting to navigate these possibilities with them.
Yeah, there's flexibility, and the owner, there's a lot of paths to success for the owner themselves, which means a buyer should have an easy time as long as that valuation is accurate and the owner likes that number. I mean, this should be like a pretty done deal. He sounded very motivated and excited about the opportunity to grow, and is willing to step out of the like majority ownership role. I didn't hear too much about what his motivation for all of that is, but it sounds like he loves what he does.
They want
to keep doing it.
The motivation here is that they're leveraged really well with some proprietary frameworks, and they're doing a lot of stuff in power correction capabilities. So like they think that this business could be worth well over $1 billion in 24 months. So they want the right capital partner and the right partners to come in to realize that gain. And that's where we come in to facilitate that opportunity and to potentially operate that opportunity as well, if it is a minority buyout situation where they just want capital, want an investor, and then they also want operation partners that could potentially come in and help in some areas as well.
when I heard him talking about operating support, I think I heard him talking about somebody coming in person to help manage some of the facilities.
Yeah, because they are wanting to upgrade manpower as well, but I'm also thinking from a systems perspective also to modernize that, because manufacturing is another area where there is a need for systems and operations to be more streamlined. So there's opportunities there. I'm not discounting it right now, and I'm not pushing it right now, as I am just directing them where their desired result is, like where they want to go.
Cash.
I'm going to sell them what they want and give them and deliver on what they need.
Cash. Sounds like they want money. They want money.
They want money.
India is
well, because money is only going to allow them to grow.
Yeah. I'm just cutting to the chase of where, if you do the NDA, you get a valuation done. It sounds like you want to go to your brokers to do the valuation, and then they'll introduce potential buyers from their network. Is that what you see?
Yeah, I do see that. That's why I'm going to have a conversation with, actually it's an investment bank, because they would be getting the institutional capital, and they're in the size range of the investment bank. So I wouldn't just go to a broker that may not know how to deal with this size of the company. So that I'm going to speak to him, see if it would garner some interest here. From a majority buyout situation, if they would respect some of the owners' wants and needs, just from a preliminary standpoint, because we haven't had the full sit down like agenda. Because like the way he's a Wall Street guy, all that, he wants to put down an agenda, have the meeting be very structured as well. So I want to clock through high level from some of my advisory partners first to see if this is something that they'd be interested in, so I have a better idea moving forward. And whenever I send over some more color about like our company, that I could be a little bit more tailored in that messaging, because we specifically have the partners that are interested in this space right now. And then also talk a little bit more on our operational from a manufacturing perspective, so that they get clear, personalized messaging from us.
Yeah. Do you want to operate manufacturing companies? Like, as far as what is an ideal deal for you, that's funny. As far as what is ideal for you, is this exciting because of the industry, or is it exciting because of the opportunity? And the only reason I'm asking this is to help make sure that like the focus is being kept narrow enough so that you're not having to think about, oh, well, I could offer this, I could position this way. If the immediate value for everybody is that they just want cash, then maybe you don't need to necessarily go too deep into like
the operating comes after the cash. That and depends on the structure of the cash. You know what I mean? So the operating is more of like it's there at some point. Like operating manufacturing isn't the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about a company to operate. But if you look at the opportunity, manufacturing, agriculture, all of those legacy businesses have been neglected in terms of modernizing a lot of their systems. And there are a lot of sustained businesses. Like there's not very many new manufacturing companies out there. They're all the same businesses that have been owned for 30 plus years. Yeah. So from a transition standpoint, it's a huge opportunity there. But from an operating standpoint, I do see a big opportunity, but as it comes, because a lot of the bottlenecks in these businesses is capital and the right partners to grow the business. So, and I would be amiss to say that like I have the most experience in manufacturing as well. So it would be more of a learning curve and opportunity that would present itself if it's there. Like I don't want to push that. I want to focus on what their desired outcome is in the situation. And if it does come up, an opportunity to say, well, I can actually help you with that. Yeah. I would not turn down that opportunity, but it isn't something that I want to mix up in the offer proposal or in the messaging towards them. It's really just helping them guide themselves to where they want to go to. So yeah, I don't want to get mixed up there, but yes, the key point here is they need cash, and we're going to find them the cash, or we're going to find them the right partner that wants to absorb them and continue to grow the business.
Yeah, gotcha. And I think that's perfect. Keeping the focus narrow. And I would honestly like, try to be as much of just a fly on the wall as much as possible moving forward, because the people who
Exactly.
are going to be able to provide the most value are the ones that you're bringing. And last but not least, I think the only other value add that for this stage of the conversation is just getting financials in hand. Yeah, just getting financials in hand when you hand the conversation over to your investment banking partner. So I think I already heard you say this. You're going to
They
go
don't
ask.
have to.
You're going to go ask the
Yeah,
investment banking people what information they want, so you can collect that first, and then you now obviously have more leverage in making the connection with the investment bank, and
Yeah.
that should be where
Speed up
value
that
is
process, 'cause
realized. Yeah.
I want to speed up that process as much as possible, to make sure that everything is aligned.
Do you have a
And in
document
manufacturing, things move slow.
Yeah. Do you have any
What?
information from them already? Are they? I mean, if it's just like the standard information that anybody needs to be able to evaluate a business opportunity, then you should already have those questions that you need to ask from the form. But are you thinking that the investment bank is going to have like even more particular requirements that they want to see?
Yeah, they'll need essentially those the stuff that we have from the forms. That's what they'll need, but potentially needing more just color from their own operations and whatnot, which comes from the next conversation. So really, what I'm wanting to figure out is if I will pass that over immediately for them to have that agenda conversation, or if I want to continue on with my relationship with them first to have that meeting with the structured agenda to then pass over so that they have the rest of the color and don't have to do the whole
Yeah.
bureaucratic ladder.
I mean, I would just go. You're already in the pocket. I would just go ahead and have that next call and get whatever the rest of the information you need is. Just, I mean, I would just structure the agenda based on that valuation form that we already have, so you can ask tailored questions and then fill out the form on their behalf. Or, well, even if you're not submitting the valuation form to our broker, right? You're giving this information back to the investment bank, but it's going to be the same structure. I would just take the form that we already have and tell Claude to make an agenda for it. And you already said you're going to send an NDA. If I can like give just retroactive what I would think should have been done or could be done in the future, just make it clear that you're gonna ask them for their financials. Like, hey,
I did.
You did? Okay, I just didn't hear the last part
I
of the
did
conversation.
already.
I wasn't there. So then I would say, yeah, you're good. The valuation form to create the agenda for the next call, so you can just knock that out and get all of the financials you need all out in one go.
Well, that's what they'll get from the NDA. As soon as they sign the NDA, they get redirected to the form,
Oh,
and
cool.
then they fill out the form, and then we get all of that information, and then that'll allow me to send that over to the investment banking partner and whatnot. And I'm gonna have them give me that information before our meeting so that we can have a much more structured conversation from an agenda perspective.
I like it. Well, I mean, at that point, like, honestly, I don't really know if... Yeah. Continue managing the relationship after the information is brought in. And I would probably already have whoever at the investment bank... I really don't know whether, I mean, is it a partner, I'm assuming. If there's a partner there that wants to come have that conversation after financials are collected, I would say that's, like, the best time for it. They should already have all the details they need, at least from I mean, not even just the high level. They have the financials and the operations report. They should be ready to navigate what the best kind of, at least be LOI ready. Like, I don't see what else it would take, you know, because a lot of people will make offers before they even ever talk to a seller. So what I'm getting at is the sooner you can make that connection, probably the more valuable for everybody involved. And you might not have to just like have another deep dive agenda call without having the partner already ready. Like, if you can just get those two parties connected ASAP, then that's probably a benefit to you and the rest.
Exactly.
Cool.
I have another call with a $5 million company in about 9 minutes.
What up in the chat, Ibrahim? Hello. He said yo like 15 minutes ago, but we were obviously talking, saying what's up. quick question for you, Lance. I know that you were talking about trying to find where your opportunities were at. Were you suggesting that just the opportunity names need to change in the sales pipeline so that you can easily see the opportunity
I'm gonna go.
and know who it is, or what was the request there?
Yeah, whenever I bring in the opportunity from N8N, I bring it in with the street address and the zip code.
Mhm.
That way I know where it's at. Okay, whenever we started we tagged them in the outreach start. Now it's changed the names to the agent name and phone number. I click it. There's no information on the property.
Right.
So now
So
I gotta
there's
go find it.
there's two pipelines. So there's like the outreach campaign, which is like showing the status of the contact through the outreach, and then he has another pipeline that has the house information.
Yeah.
So
there's the obviously we have addresses being saved as part of the normal contact. So is there a way to put the well, actually my first question is, do some of these real estate agents have multiple properties that they're representing? Okay.
Yes.
That does add just a little layer.
So I'm trying to think through the workaround, like the non-technical way to do it is you could just like open up their contact and then scroll down to the opportunities, and you'll see which opportunities they have. But the other way would be to, like, once the problem is that there's multiple opportunities per
contact. Yeah. I mean that.
So we couldn't do a find.
No.
Because the contact doesn't have one address, so we couldn't look it up by contact address.
So I mean, yeah, I guess that's my next question then is, if you see, yes, the opportunity name has changed to, we could allow for duplicate opportunities in the same pipeline, and then just name
It's already created that way.
Okay, and then just
that's already been done.
Each of the opportunities, like when are you already see, like, right? It's already saved the address of the property itself, and whoever owns the property.
Here, I'm gonna show you.
All right, thank you. That would be best. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, so we got the opportunities coming in. Are right here. So the name, street name, and zip code. I click it. I've got all the details I need. I've got Stephanie is the agent. I got her phone number. I've got his active, days on market, full address. There's certain counties that I can't deal in. So I've got counties, bed, bath. I've got all this information. I've got, I've even got, I can just see the Zillow listing right here. So that's what I'm bringing in. And then once the AI outreach starts, boom, now we got the agent's name and number, and that's it. So now I got to go to Joel.
Actually, wait, go back to the opportunity. So click on Joel there. Click contact details. There's like a little icon next to it at the top. So if you click his contact and scroll all the way to the bottom on the end, So
now I can go there and get it. But wouldn't it be? I think that's a lot. That's a lot of clicking. I don't know.
Yeah. The problem is, like, does Joel has multiple houses in the pipeline, right?
I don't know if she does or not.
Maybe not specifically
Yeah,
Joel, but
okay.
there are some that
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
So we like in the workflow, it could go and find. I don't think there's a way to like update multiple.
Let's see. Chris Hurd.
Yeah.
He's got several.
And okay, my question, so when you're doing the outreach, it's like, how are you supposed to know which of the 5 properties is the one that you're supposed to have the conversation about? Like, where is that being decided?
Correct. I don't know.
So would that be in the conversation with them? You're like, hey, I see, like,
yeah,
at a certain point, you'd have to like take over.
Yeah, I'd have to say, hey, Chris, I see you got several properties here. Tell me about it. What why are they sitting on, on there? What's your, what's the most problem child that you have that you need? And then we'll start getting into the different properties that way.
All right, so the sales pipeline is meant to track the contact that you're talking to. And if that contact you're talking to has 5 different properties, then I don't, just from what I can see, it wouldn't be necessarily ideal to have 5 different properties listed in, I have a scheduled appointment with this guy, because it's one guy you're scheduled with, and then to see which properties he has. I know it is 2 clicks, right? You have to open up the contact record and then scroll down to find their opportunities. I'm trying to think of what other way it would be.
Because I think like the pipeline of updating which property is in which stage. So go to the deal acquisition pipeline. I feel like there's not really a way for the AI to know which of these properties would be the one that is like moving through, because it would all be within your conversation, like on the call with him, or like, and maybe it could be over text, but
correct. And I can have this up, and talk to whatever, and then I could just create a tag that says deal analysis, and then I can just do a workflow where it moves over.
Right.
Which is fine. But I didn't know. All right, when somebody creates a meeting with me, what is that going to look like? Is it just going to have a name, a number? I don't know.
Go ahead and refresh. Here's like an idea. So I just added the contact name. Oh, it doesn't work for you. Go to the manage fields over in the top right. And then scroll down to add fields. And then primary contact details. Contact. So you could add and apply. You could add like the name, and then go ahead, yeah. So you could add that, like, now it has their name there as well. So at least you know who you're dealing with. Yeah, I think there's just I don't know if there's a simple way for the AI to know which house is currently being dealt with that agent without like building out a lot of stuff.
No. I understand. Yeah, I just didn't know if. Okay. I mean, yeah.
So type in Herd, and let's see if he comes up from here. So now at least you can like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely make it work with what I have now. I was just asking if there was a way,
right?
With not too much manpower having to be done to be able to do it that way.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything immediately at this moment, but there should only be 2 pipelines you're looking at. Really, is like this deal acquisition pipeline, I guess, is your manual pipeline that you use to move deals through, and then your sales pipeline, which is where you'll see when do you have that next conversation with somebody about the deals that they have. The rest of the pipelines you don't really need to look at. They're more for us, like, internal, to see how many leads are at a specific stage. That's like the AI outreach pipeline is just showing you, oh, you have 7,000 contacts that have gotten, or well, sorry, in your case, you have 7 contacts that have gotten SMS 1, right? Sorry, I'm so used to the numbers, but yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. So, but this will automatically do its thing over here.
Yeah,
this one will be automatic here.
Okay.
The two spots where you might want to look, right? I don't know if you guys set them up to do human in the loop or not, but hot lead and scheduled appointment are really the only 2 spots that are of any interest to you as far as what happens automatically. Right. Because sometimes, right, you might get a hot lead who's interested, they just haven't finished the conversation to book. I'll just pick up my phone and call those people, you know, because they're interested. So the value is getting them on the phone with you, whatever way you can.
I got you.
And then scheduled is obviously you have a scheduled time to hop on the call. And then everything after that is just manually, like manual pipeline maintenance, right? If they didn't show up and you feel like you want to, you know, call them back up to see if they're going to join or get rescheduled, great. Moving the appointment no-show so you can easily see who you should give another call back to. You can pretty much delete anything after like appointment sold. And for you, I don't even know if you'd use appointment sold. That'd probably be somewhere in your deal acquisition. Well, you'd probably move somebody to appointment sold if you knew the deal was moving through the pipeline, and then go manage your deal acquisition pipeline.
Yeah.
And I think the core issue is if there was one house per, then we would automatically know which one to move. But because there's multiple, there isn't a way for to dynamically know. So I think it'll only be, I think once like this, so sales pipeline is automatic. Once you get on a call with them, then you can look up they're in the deal pipeline, which houses they are, and you can be like, oh, which house are we talking about? And then then you have to move that one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's no big. Yeah, I can.
No, it was good. We had to put the brain power behind it a little bit, but
yeah, nah, it's all good.
Yeah, Lance, if we hear problem, we are immediately like, okay, what is every way we can jerry rig this together to make it work?
we will solve the.
Well, I know y'all all trying to get another avenue to make money in to push y'all's product out, and so real estate's one. So if I got an idea in my mind, I'm just gonna throw it out there and be like, hey, what about this? And y'all do y'all's thing.
Please, thank you.
Hey, I've got a phone, I got a piece of paper, I've got a pen. That's all I really need. So all this other stuff is just gravy, you know.
I dig it. Okay, I'm gonna answer a question in the chat. Ibrahim, thank you for being a bit patient while we were. Wow, we are like 40 minutes over the live right now. We're just giving it all. Okay, so Ibrahim, my friend, what we do. Let me just look at your questions. I don't really understand what you guys do. I want to join the boot camp, but don't really understand it. If you know anything about business and what business owners need, it's usually 9 times out of 10 going to be more clients. That is the bread and butter of what this system is for. So whether you want more clients yourself to be able to make an offer to, or you want to get more clients for a client you already have, this is what this system does. So it's whatever industry you're in, whether you're doing real estate, you're a marketing agency, we obviously focus on business acquisitions, but it's all the same thing. It's a system for finding business owners who want to transact. Okay. Typically we're only doing B2B. That way we don't have to worry about B2C compliance, right? We don't run into any issues with TCPA because we are doing transactions with owners of other businesses. However, we have also done a lot of outreach to consumers, and they're usually pretty happy as well if we have the right message in front of the right people. None of this is legal advice. I'm just telling you what we've done and what has worked. So this is client acquisition, business development, whatever you want to call it. Infinite X, Omnira, us as a collective, we typically are focused on business acquisitions, which means we are finding business owners who want to sell their business, and we connect them with our buyers who want to buy that business. We already have relationships with investors, private equity firms, investment banks, family offices, brokers, and buyers, strategic acquirers. Pretty much everybody who has money who wants to buy a business, we already have those relationships. We now go find business owners who want to sell their business to pair them with business buyers. If they're ready to sell now, that's great. If they're not ready to sell right now, we put systems in place, oftentimes client acquisition systems and anything else that we can add value to the owner to be able to prepare their business to sell before we introduce them to our capital buyers. Okay, Ibrahim, that is all we do. So it's client acquisition. We just specifically focus on buying and selling businesses because it's the highest leverage opportunity, and we put our partners in to operate these businesses to be able to make some money and participate in the value created when we sell the business. So if a business sells for $1 million, we should be getting a percentage of that transaction. You walk away with $20,000 because you helped find the business. And then if you also created more value, you get a higher percentage when that transaction is closed, and you should be getting paid monthly or quarterly for your services and helping prepare the business to exit. So that's how we get paid. That's how everybody wins. We make everybody more money, and that's why we get to make more money too. That is my simplest way to explain it, but that's also the most complex way I should ever have to explain it. That's all. Cool. So if you ever hear me talking about an operating system, it's literally just what are the processes that are in place in this business to make sure it is the operations are going smoothly every day. So they need marketing, they need sales, they need onboarding, they need fulfillment, and they need typically admin work. So billing automations or data tracking, data entry, just usually other boring stuff. That's all. So we just build a system that does as much of that as possible, automated, or we at least document how people need to be doing these things daily so we can have SOPs in place. And now there's a standard way to operate this business. It is now not owner dependent. It is an asset that has been increased in its value, and we get to make money by turning your business into an asset. I hope if you have any other questions. I get you. I was speaking to Enrique on LinkedIn, and the acquisition side is cool. My brother works at a family office, and they're always buying companies. Exactly. So your brother would love us because we're always finding the companies to buy. Right? That's it. We find the businesses that want to sell their business. We help them connect with the buyers, other family offices, etc. If they're not ready to sell yet, but they want to sell next year or in 2 years, great. We'll operate to help increase that value. And then family offices, if they're buying a lot of businesses already, they don't always have an operator who is ready to help actually increase the value of a business they just purchased. So in the same sense, we'll come in and operate a business post-acquisition while also looking for other companies to buy to roll up into the same portfolio. That's it. There it is. Also, we are deep. We are like way past the schedule of when we would usually end, but we had a lot of stuff happening today and a lot to share. Thank you so much, Sam, for doing that call live and also the recap, breaking down the conversation afterwards. I know that is where a lot of questions are at up to this point. Right, client acquisition is pretty straightforward, but how do we manage these conversations? And I think that was a lovely example, Sam. Thank you so much. Harrison, thanks for joining and breaking down some of how we're managing these conversations on the back end. Lance, thank you for coming to ask some really great questions and letting us share how these systems work across other industries. Again, very similar, and we're looking to make your life as smooth as possible by making sure that the heavy lifting is done by the AI, and then you can show up and shine with a smile on your face to build that relationship. Enrique, thank you for breaking down literally our entire soon-to-be here organic AI system. Super excited to see that. And I actually hadn't seen any of that stuff you've worked on in the last 7 days, which full circle back to why it is so cool to work with a great team, because I don't actually know what's going on every day, and I don't have to because I trust these guys because they are actually the best at what they do. So we can all focus on our areas of expertise and have the trust built with this partnership so that we can all execute and bring those resources back here to be the one who are the #1 deal sourcers in America to buy, scale, and sell 100 AI-powered businesses, to fund regenerative communities worldwide so we can all hang out and have a good time together. Thank you all so much for being here. Roland, Dex, all the Fathom note takers, the AIs,
Gang,
everybody in
gang,
the
gang.
chats. I have one more
Our
question.
team.
Ibrahim, this is the last question. How receptive are these people usually to your outreach like SMS? SMS is our best channel. SMS absolutely destroys any of our other channels. We did just book an appointment with the voice AI, but typically like 9 out of the 10 appointments that we book are usually going to be over SMS. We'll get email schedule here and there. Like I just scheduled one over email. We'll get somebody who calls in and schedules with a voice AI occasionally, but 9 times out of 10, it's all happening over SMS. Not everybody wants to hear from us. That is okay. They just say stop, and then we stop. At worst, they say F off, and it's like, okay, we F off. Fortunately, we have AI that handles those conversations, so I don't take it personally. I'm offering gold to people who want to accept gold. If they don't want to accept gold, I can't do anything about it, right? I can just smile and try again in 3 months. If they, if they're just not interested now, that's fine. We'll reach out again. But if they're D&D, F off, remove me from your list, stop, we just stop reaching out and everything is okay. So what this allows us to do is find high quality conversations very quickly and effectively, and then we can just show up with our best effort, with our best energy on the calls where people actually want to talk to us with a smile on our face. Boom. How receptive? Okay, it's the same question. That's it. So they're receptive. It's our most receptive channel is SMS. Typically, we're expecting, pretty solid conversions as long as our message is reaching the right people. Whatever channel they're on is the one that we're going to contact them on. Eventually, we're going to have 10 channels, though. So if they're not receptive on SMS, great. We'll LinkedIn DM them. We'll Facebook DM them. We'll send them a letter to their home. All right.
Yeah, Ibrahim specifically, he asked me questions about why are we using RVMs instead of like cold calling with AI.
Because cold calling with
Like
AI is
voice
where we
aids.
started. It's just overpriced, right? It's not really necessary to spend your money on the phone to just ring when you can just drop a voicemail for pennies and the people who are interested will call back. And now you have AI on the phone talking to people when they call back, which means you're only spending money on conversations with people who are actually interested. Okay?
Yep.
Most of
the
AI
same
cold
thing.
calling outbound is just paying for the phone to ring. And we would know that because we were only doing voice AI outbound cold calling for literally 10 months, 11 months. No, a full year. I was cold calling with AI for a full year before we even implemented like the ringless voicemail drops internally. We had been testing some ringless voicemail drops. We've been testing text. We had been testing email for about 6 months, but we didn't have an AI that could automatically reply. So I didn't launch a ton of stuff on those channels because I hadn't finished building the text AI reply agent. But we finished the text AI reply agent last November, so 11 months ago. And since then, we have just been doing ringless voicemail drops, text messages, emails. We removed emails because they were too expensive for a little bit and not converting well. We just add them back in, because every one opportunity is worth it to us. So if I can get an extra opportunity for email, I'm going to do it. But it's just about having the most cost-effective channels based on performance. Cold calling does not convert very well. SMS is now our most expensive channel, but it also converts at 10x compared to any other channel, right? So I'm willing to spend the money there because it converts. I'm not going to spend my money cold calling if it doesn't convert. Boom. Cool. Learned something new.
Boom.
Glad we could help. Okay, let's wrap this thing up and close out. Everybody, again, thank you for being here. If you are looking to increase your pipeline, this is the place to be. We are building a $100 million pipeline live and in person to show you the ropes. We are now officially at, including myself and the ones that Sam just did. Sam, we were at 25.5 yesterday. I'm going to count that one you just sat with as a 25. Because that's what I heard him say on the call. Is it okay if I handicap us?
Yeah, we can handicap because that was only considering one of the companies. Because when I was talking to him, we were talking about both. So he was referencing 25 from just one of the companies. But
Okay.
yeah, we could just say one.
Well, if
and
he's
just
looking,
count it
if
as
he's
25.
looking to sell both,
Well, no, yeah, it's a package deal. It's
Okay, cool.
the
Let's call it
consulting company and the manufacturer.
Then it's fair. That's a fair 50. We're counting. Fun. Okay, so we're up to 75.5 plus I have a 5 coming up, but it's later.
I'm
It's at
about
4.
to talk to a 5 right now.
All right, we'll do the math. We'll do the math and count it up, but we should probably be at about 75.5. I did have a 50 million scheduled this morning, but we had to reschedule, so I'm not going to count it yet. This will be our 3rd call, which is fun. Sam is literally sitting with another one right now. So
It's crazy, man.
we'll do 80.5, including the 50 million, including this 5 million. I'll go tally my stuff up too, but our goal is to sit with $100 million in opportunity here and live, all from October 1st to October 30th. We are now at, Sam is talking, so I'm going to assume that he actually got the person on the call and they're scheduled and they're sitting, so we're at 80.5, which means we might have to increase our target, right? So in the last 7 days, we've sat with $80.5 million in business value, which is super cool. So if you want to talk to business owners that are excited to talk to you too, and you want to be able to create real value in the world, then come hang out with us. And if you want to have access to our systems and the training to build your own, join the free school community. We will show you exactly how we built these systems from scratch. If you want to work directly with us to be able to find businesses that need operators, if you want to operate in these businesses, if you want to participate in selling these businesses to get the ultimate value and play the biggest game out there, buying and selling businesses, then join the boot camp. This is the last call for our boot camp. It is in 2 days on Thursday. This is the last boot camp we're doing of the year because we're going back to focusing on operating and scaling these businesses. Okay, so I can't do boot camps every month. I do love you. I love to hang out with you. We're obviously going to keep doing these lives, but join the boot camp. We'll give you all of the resources that you need at the boot camp, all the scripts, templates. You'll get the snapshots from Go High Level. You'll get the innate in workflows. You'll get some agent prompts, and you'll get to hang out with us for 4.5 hours answering all of your questions. If you want to buy, scale, and sell businesses with us, come partner with us. Don't do it alone. Love your life. Be excited. Get to spend some time hanging out with people who care about you. That's the best way that we're going to be able to achieve the world of our dreams together, is by building it together. So let's do it. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace. All right. Well, I got to find OBS. 1 second. 1 second. Okay.